First fire of the season. Just trying to get it a little hot in there. Make sure everything works. Welcome back, y'all. Okay, I just left some ashes in there over the summer. Just trying to dry it out in there. They absorb moisture. I should have took them out when I was done, but you never know when you're quite done with the wood stove. So anyway, this is the first, actually this is going on my second full season with the, what was this, Black Bear from, oh gosh, I cannot remember that name. Now that I started from England, Stoveworks. If you remember right, back when I bought this, I think I gave $165 for it on Wayfair. It's the Black Bear medium size camp stove. Let's just call it camp stove. So last year was my first full year, first full winter season with it. I think it went out. Yep. Okay. Everything seems to be doing all right. So I'm not going to build a big fire. It's almost 80 degrees outside now. Now this morning, it was like 45. I could have used it this morning. I just didn't want to start it. So this stove, surprisingly, because I was thinking about, you know, how good can a $165 stove be? This thing worked amazingly well last year, even down the nights that got down to 3 degrees. It does take a little getting used to, you know, fine tuning your air, and this works amazingly well. Again, I was like, how good is this seal? It does come with a seal around here, the old rope seal or rope or whatever they call it. It's flattened out now, but I thought, how good is that going to seal air? But you can almost put the fire out by closing it. I mean, it's, even with good seasoned wood, you'll almost put it out by closing it. I found about a ½ inch open, maybe a little less, 3/8, someplace in there, gave me a pretty good burn through the air, or through the per load of wood. Now, I got about, I never loaded this thing full because it will run you out of here. 3-4 logs, something like that, medium-sized logs, smaller logs. It will run you out. You'll load it up, you'll go to bed, and a couple hours later, you'll be waking up sweating, and it'll be like 20 degrees outside. This doesn't take much to heat this cabin. I was having a problem with the door. Yes, it's a little loose now, but you know what? It's a $165 stove with little bolts for hinges. It's not that big an issue. Overall, this thing, I mean, it's basically a steel box. You see the videos where I put the damper in, stove. Now, what I did mess up on was right here. The outside looked like it was pointed downward, but it's really pointed backwards. So I get water in here sometimes. As you can see, that some of that ashes were moist. We just had a big rain here day before yesterday. That's not the stove's fault. That's my fault. Even though the elbow outside, I drill holes in the bottom of the elbow. Worked good for a while. But anyway, I'm going to take care of that. I got stuff on the way. But as far as a stove, I can't complain with the stove. It's been a very good stove. I can come in. It can be, you know, 20 degrees outside. get a fire going, kindling and all that, and within about 30 minutes, it's 80 degrees in here. So I cannot recommend. I mean, I don't know what else you want from a stove review. This thing has been great. If you got a small cabin, there's no use spending hundreds of dollars. I'm sure this is still available. It may. I promise you, it's more than $165 now. But still, even if it's, I don't know, $200, $250, it's still a bargain. Now, this door, here's your vent. Like I said, you can shut the fire down with that. It's amazing how tight this stove is. It has this box, great. I believe this is to prevent sparks from shooting out your vent. That's what I think it's for. And it works amazingly well. I still wouldn't store, kindling or anything else in front of it with a good roaring fire, but I put a couple pieces of dead cedar in there last year, and you know how cedar sparks. It's something else sparked like crazy. Locust maybe, I don't know. And it did very well keeping that out. Now sometimes that's why you want to watch how long your wood's cut. You can get this will if you get your wood too long, it'll hit when you close. So, but other than that, I've really enjoyed this wood stove, especially for $165. Let me see if you can see any pertinent information right there. What is that? I don't know what that is. I do have a new some accessories coming for the outside, the chimney cap. I've got one with a screen around it. The first year I installed that in the fall, last fall I believe, and then I used it. It said I used it a little bit and it got warm. I didn't use it, and then when I opened it up again, I found a couple of dead birds inside. So I'm seeing something over there. I think that's something I put in the brick. Yeah, it's a 30. Okay, so anyway, look like a snail from here. So anyway, these legs, I worried about these legs. They just bolt up through there. I worried about them getting loose. They haven't loosened up. They attach with thumb screws, and they very well. You seen last year I cooked on this. I put my when it was 3 degrees outside, I put my skillet on it, cooked on it. It was great. So now it is where a grease splatter there is rusting on that, but that's not a big deal. That'll come off real. I mean, that's just surface rust. That's nothing. So anyway, I don't know what else to tell you. If you got a small cabin, you're looking for a small cabin stove. There. If you're looking for a small cabin wood stove, I just don't think you can go wrong with this thing. This thing is a lifesaver last year. So I just have some fine tuning to do. I'll know next time. Next one I put in about the flue here. Make sure it's sloped down going out, and it looked like it was on the outside, but I come in and inside it was not sloped that way. So oh well, we'll fix that. I've got some clean outs coming, like I say, new cap, and there it is. It was a pain. I still need to drill some screws, holes in the bottom of that cap, but that should keep water from running back in. So, and then folks, like I said, I couldn't be happier with this. Our local farm and ranch has a little fireplace, but it takes 18-inch wood, and honestly, I couldn't probably have a efficient fire in there. It'd be just too hot. This thing is almost ideal for this 10 by 20 cabin. So, man, I had to come outside. It was getting warm in there. Yeah, so even if you pay $250, I don't know, whatever. I don't know what they cost now. It's a Black Bear from England Stoveworks is what I believe it's called. Yes, it's called a tent stove. Supposedly used in I had comments like people, that's not approved for indoor use. The EPA does not want you to use that inside. You know what? I couldn't give two rats' butts behinds of what the EPA wants or don't want. The reason they did say that is because it doesn't have the reburner and all that other crap on the inside that would then make it cost $800 to $1,000. It's a simple wood stove, folks. It's great for any cabin, whether any 3 or 4 letter government agency says they approve it or not. It works fine. They do make a smaller one. I think it's called the Cub, and they make a larger one that's called the Grizzly, I believe. This one takes 14-inch long wood, so I cut mine 12 to 13 inches, and it's been great. In fact, you probably see some videos where I'm cutting my firewood a little short, because nobody cuts 13-inch firewood except me. It has some accessories. And I don't know if I can still get those or not. The one I've really been looking at was the water heater. It has a side shelf you can get for it. Has a water heater, water tank you can put on the side of it to heat water. I thought that was pretty nifty. So the accessories I did buy for it, I don't know if I got the reducer or expansion. I think it's a 4-inch outlet, and I got that. Obviously you see that in my other videos where I went up to a 6-inch. I think I got that off Amazon. They may have, England may have offered it, but what I did get off England or Wayfair was the fire bricks, which are not installed yet, because if I install them, I also got the bottom saver plate there. It's just a steel plate goes in. Actually, I think it's 2 halves. If I put those fire brick in with that steel bottom saver, it's going to cause me to not have very much room. It'll bring my wood almost up to the level bottom of the door. It takes up too much space. I didn't think about that when I ordered them. I think they were only $25 or something like that. So it works very well. Anyway, I hope this helps some of y'all wondering what kind of wood stove you need for your off-grid cabin. Man, jump on one of these black bears if you can find them. Even if they're $200, $250, they're worth it.